Hello, child. I hope you're doing good. Yes, I'm also doing good. Thank you for asking. Okay, child. So today we are going to study about author's purpose. Have you heard about this before? Author's purpose? No? Okay. Let me tell you and explain what is author's purpose. Okay. Let me screen share with you and let us understand what is it. All right. Yeah. So I hope the screen is visible. Yes. All right then. All right then. Now let us understand what is author's purpose. Okay? First, the author's purpose: persuade, inform, entertain, explain. Can you see these words on the screen? The four words: persuade, inform, entertain, explain. Yes? Let's understand what is the meaning. Now, four reasons for writing: to inform, explain, that is expository; to persuade, that is to persuasive. Okay. Now to entertain, that is your narrative; and to express feelings, that is emotive. Okay. Let's get into more deep. Writing to inform or explain, often called expository writing. Expository writing shows or explains facts, right? Like the title itself explains, writing to inform, or we are explaining something, right? So it is, we are writing something to explain something, to inform something. Okay. So in this author's purpose, the author is trying to inform you about something, or the author is about to explain you something. Okay. Now the examples are biography of a president, news report about a shooting, text to a friend about the latest gossip, essay about volcanoes. Okay. Now remember, expository is equal to expose. We are explaining things, right? By expository, we can guess the meaning. It is explaining something. It is explaining some facts, right? So the authors here explaining facts to us. All right. Now let's see it. Next, writing to persuade. What is persuade? It is to influence, right? Now, what is it? Attempts to influence the reader, usually makes an argument. Now, here, what the writer is doing, why the writer is writing to persuade? The writer is trying to make the reader understand the perspective of himself, writing anything that he wants you to read, right? He's influencing you to see his part of the perspective, his part of the story. All right. Now, for example, political speeches, advertisements, a cover letter for a resume, persuasive, argumentative essay. By political speeches, it is a very good example of persuading. Like, for example, you must have seen many political leaders giving speeches. They're just trying to give you their side of the story, right? So it is the author's purpose is to, he writes to persuade. He tried to tell you his part of the perspective, to tell his part of the story. All right, to influence the reader, right? All right, let's see the next. Writing to entertain. Now tells a story. A story has a beginning, middle, and end. A story may have a lesson, but the author's main purpose is to entertain. The author's purpose here is to entertain. He writes to entertain. Be it, we all know that story has three parts: the beginning part, the middle part, and the end part. Beginning part, we have the introduction. The middle part, we have the body part, right? The details. And then end part, we have the conclusions, be it we have the lesson there or anything, but the author's main purpose is to entertain the reader. All right. Now, for examples, novels, narrative essay about the big game, script for a TV show, and many others. All right. Now, writing to express feelings. Now, shares personal feelings or experiences with the reader. Examples: poem about love, diary or journal entry about your day, thank you letter to your grandmother, song about your heartbreak. Okay, so now the author also shares personal feelings or experiences with the reader. Okay, so if the author wants you to understand that, oh, he's feeling emotional, so he expressed those feelings. If he wants to tell you that he's feeling surprised about something that has happened in his life, so he tells that. Okay, he writes that. All right, so the author's purpose also is to express feelings. All right. Now let's see the next, author's purpose. All right, we can see the photo here. Is it a poem? Yes. Then if it's a poem, it will express feeling. Okay. Now if it's a story, it's meant to entertain. Now if it's not a poem, it would be a story, and if it's a story, it would be meant to entertain. And then if it's not a story, does the text give an opinion? Is it argumentative? We have to see. Then it is to persuade. It is to give us some perspective, right? Like we just studied before. And then if it's not giving us any opinion, is it giving us some facts? Is it giving us some information? Yes, if it's yes, so it is informing us. And if it's no, it is start over. Okay, we have to start over. We have to start over. We have to start over by looking what is it exactly telling us? Is it telling us facts? Is it expressing its feelings? Is it trying to persuade us? All right, many other things. Okay. Also, in author's purpose, a story can have many purposes. Like we just studied, it can have multiple purpose in one story itself. Okay, it's not like we'll only have one purpose in one story. Okay, it can have multiple purposes also in one story. So now we have a question here. The story of a teenage boy learning to understand and live with his father, who is an alcoholic Vietnam War veteran. Now, what do you think the author is trying to do here? Is it entertaining us? Is it informing us? Is it persuading us? Or is it expressing feelings? What do you think? Wait. Okay. Okay. So, are we able to see them? Yes. Which one should I mark the right option? You tell me and I'll mark the right option. Okay. The story of a teenage boy learning to understand and live with his father, who is an alcoholic Vietnam War veteran. So, what is the author doing here? What is his purpose? He's trying to inform us. Okay, let's see. He's trying to inform us. Okay, I have left it. Okay, he's trying to entertain us. The answer is he's trying to entertain us. Why? Because he's just portraying a story and then telling us about his father being an alcoholic Vietnam War veteran. And the teenage boy is also learning to understand that, okay, my father is this, and certain other more things. All right. So next, let's see another question. A list of the 25 richest athletes in the world. It was, we just saw the answer, but it's very certain the answer is to inform. The author is informing us. Now, the next, an article arguing why Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever. It is persuading. Yes, it is giving us some of his perspective, right? Yes. So the answer is right. All right. An X-Men comic book. What do you think is it? To entertain? All right, let's see. Very good. Yes, to entertain. Now the next one. A website saying that a new shopping mall should not be built because it threatens an endangered bald eagle's home. The website also lists other reasons why the mall should not be built. What is the author's purpose here? Take your time to read. There's no rush. Okay, you can read carefully and then tell the answer. To inform, the author is informing us. Okay, let's see the answer. To persuade, the answer is to persuade. Okay, why is it so? Let's understand. Let us again read. Okay, a website saying that a new shopping mall should not be built because it threatens an endangered bald eagle's home. Now, if you carefully read the sentence, the author is trying to tell his perspective. Why? How can we figure out that? He's saying that a new mall should not be built. He's telling us it should not be built. He's trying to tell us his perspective, right? It's argumentative that whether it should be built or it should not be built. So it's persuading. All right. Okay. Now, next, we have a poem about bald eagles. What do you think what's the author purpose here? To express feelings? Let's see. Yes. All right. Okay. I hope you're able to understand the topic. Yes. The author's purpose now. If you have any doubts and any queries, you can always ask me. All right. So for now, let's wind up the class and I'll see you in the next class. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. Bye bye.